To talk some Auburn football, we got Joe Hunk on the line from 740 The Fallout from Montgomery, Alabama. Joe, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. How about yourself? It's a nice rainy night here, so it's pouring down rain. So you're keeping me out of the rain, so we're all good.
So here we've got rain that looks like snow. So it's snow. So we got some white stuff floating through the air right now, but it's supposed to be like 50 some tomorrow, so it'll be gone. But yeah, well, that's what we're used to here in Connecticut between like December and February.
Well, it's funny. I have friends in Kansas City that are going through an ice and snowstorm right now. I have you that's going through rain, sleet type stuff. We're
Yep.
going through rain, and as all that's happening, we also have Saturday when it's going to be about 85 degrees here. So it's all good, man. It's like living. Alabama's a fun weather state.
That was an 8 and a 5, right?
Yes, eight and five, as in shorts, tank top, and if there's any pools that you could possibly get ready, you could do that. I mean, that's outside.
Absolutely. In the middle of February.
Oh yeah, man. Our weather is so backwards in this state. I mean, it's very fun. Again, it's 35 and 40 degrees, and then it's 85 and that. So yeah, so we get all sorts of stuff, or your allergies and sinuses just start acting up. It's great.
Well, Joe, exactly. As you just mentioned, I had a Mississippi State guy on yesterday, and he said one of the days last week it was 71 for a high and 17 for a low.
Yep. No, that's what's going to happen is we had the threat of snow and ice earlier in the week, and I love the cold. Like I will live in a cold weather city any day of the week. And
Really?
you turn around and it's sun and hot, and I'm having to break out tank tops and stuff just to go to work because it doesn't just get hot, man. It gets humid.
Yeah.
And then it's like you walk outside to take the dog out and you're sweating. And as you
This
can
is
tell,
true.
I don't have much hair on top of my head right now. And so with that, it's like you just went to the gym for a good hour and a half. It's not fun at all.
So I do remember that from my days living in Mississippi for 6 years, that one particular summer, it got to about 95 in May,
Yep.
and it never got under 95 until like October. It
Yeah.
was brutal.
I actually had one point in time. This is not embarrassing because it's a great part of a life story. I had a car that the AC went out, and it went out in the summer. And so luckily it was a drop down. So I had a convertible, but it was 95 degrees. I was driving to work and I'm going through red lights. Like, it's not interstate or anything like that where you're just driving, feeling the wind. And I'm just drenched in sweat by the time I'd always get to work. So I'd have to take a change of clothes once I got to work, and deodorant, everything, and basically take like a miniature shower in my office. Because again, it gets hot around May and doesn't stop until October. Like, think about it. These football games that Auburn and Alabama are going to be playing in come September and October, all these other people are like, oh, it's a beautiful snow game up at Northwestern. No, in the state of Alabama, we're still sweating our tails off, getting sunburned when we're down in Baton Rouge for an LSU game. That's how it happens in the SEC.
And most people are not feeling sorry for you, Joe. You realize that, right?
I do,
Yeah.
but I want the cold weather, so I want to be at the snow game. I want to be in Buffalo when the Bills and whoever they were playing, and it's like snowing a foot every single like quarter. I want that, and it's probably just because I've never had that.
And you don't know what yard line they're on because
Nope.
the snow's covered the field and guys are sliding like 12 yards after they
Yeah.
get brought down. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fun stuff. Sliding out of bounds and the whole deal. Yep. It's fun to watch. There's no doubt. And it was fun to play in at one point in my life, but now I'm good just to watch it. Yeah, it's a novelty and it's fun to watch. Fun to watch the guys mix it up in that. And so, Joe, your producer skills are on point. We go directly from this conversation about the weather into a football only indoor facility.
Look at that. Look at that. See, now with this football only facility, this is what's happening. Because in the state of Alabama, this is all about making it it's an arms race. You look at the universities that are getting these football only facilities, and you're wanting them to you see what they're getting, like Florida, like Clemson, like Alabama. Clemson has a bowling alley. Clemson has a slide. Clemson has all these things. Florida's getting a movie theater in this football only facility. You have all of these things that are happening, and there's certain schools that are kind of falling behind. Now, why is this important? Well, it's important because you think of this as a 17 and 18-year-old kid. I mean, South Carolina is opening up a football only facility. South Carolina, They don't even have a stadium on their campus, and they have a football only facility. And these players are tweeting out these videos like, why do we want to leave? Why do we want to go anywhere else? This is the place where we can go because we have everything we need right here and right here and right here. And then these athletes are going to be going in and they're going to be going to another school like in Auburn right now, and everybody's together, and you just don't feel as special. And I don't know if you know this or not, football players have egos, and they're like, why should I be hanging out with the equestrian team? Why should I be hanging out with the swimmers and divers and all that? Whereas in you have Clemson and Alabama's like, guys, this is just for you. The only ones walking in here is you. And they get this, and so Auburn is kind of falling behind in this arms race for these football only facilities. And what they're doing now is Alan Green, who's a new athletic director, has said, look, this has got to be a priority. We are falling behind. We have land that we can build this on. Let's start getting our boosters involved in building this. Now, the problem is there's a football coach that many people don't really like in the state of Alabama named Gus Malzahn, and many of the boosters are like, well, why should I be getting this when I don't want him to be the coach? And it's very short-sighted. It's very 1 and 2 years. That's the reason why. And again, if you go into an interview, what do they ask you? Your 5-year plan. They ask you your 10-year plan. What are you going to be doing? For Auburn, it's wanting to have these facilities. It's not about the coach, because even if Malzahn had a great 5 years, he may not even be there to see these doors opening for these football players. So you have to think about the future and stuff that you don't normally see and you're not seeing right in front of your face. And I think that's kind of the problem where Auburn is right now. So Alan Green's making it a priority, which should help recruiting, should help the football program, and in turn help the university.